Hey guys, Caitlin here. Let's talk about Cycle 2, Week 11 and what we did in class. First of all, it is Halloween, and so we dressed up, and I'm Cindy Lou Who, and that is why my hair looks like this, and a little bit crazy, but that is why. So here's what we did today for class. We, for timeline, we did what we call timeline bomb, and so I just have these little bomb pictures that go on the back of 3 of my timeline cards. I have them lined up. We sing through the timeline song, and then a kid flips one over, and if we get a bomb, oh no, and if we don't get a bomb, good. And by the time we get to the end of our repetitions, if we have not gotten all 3 flipped over, then we win, and if they all get flipped over, then the bombs go off. So they think that's fun. For math, I love this week, we do the cubes, and so I bring these little math counter cube things from home, whatever these things are called, and I give each kid a little pile of them. I think each kid had like 14 or so. And while I play the song, they are stacking their little cubes. I don't let them link them together because that would make it too easy. They have to just stack it without the linking. And then try to, at the end, when the song is done, we stop and see who has the tallest tower. And of course, sometimes they fall down and some kids take longer, whatever. So anyway, it's really fun. And we do that all our times through with the song. It's kind of like a calmer activity. A lot of times we do math exercises for math. And so this is kind of like a nice, refreshing, calm one. And you don't have to use these little linking cube things. You could use other blocks or any other little cube, centimeter cubes. If you have those with your math curriculum, that would work as well. We just already had these. So that's what I use. For geography, because it is Halloween week, I found these little witch fingers at probably Target, I think last year. And so I gave each kid one of these, and they used them as a pointer. And so we pointed to our different locations, and it worked out nicely because this week Russia and Siberia are so big and kind of not really easily defined to like trace around them. And so we were able to use our fingers, and we kind of like tapped on the areas and like clawed at them and stuff like that. So the kids liked that. Okay, for the indefinite pronouns, we use a song that covers all the indefinite pronouns. Like I use it with my kids at home. Other people in our community use it as well. And so we just sang that song, just this week's portion of it, several times over and over again. For history, I did my usual hand motions, the CC song, and the visual cards. The hand motions, I used Driven by Graces. We did 1789. The French Revolution began when citizens stormed, and we stood up and marched, stormed the Bastille, and fought for the Declaration of the Rights of Man. Later, during the Reign of Terror, the aristocrats' heads were removed by the guillotine. I think it's like this, yeah. So those were the hand motions that we did. For science, we have a science song that we sing. It's from somebody on CC Connected, and did hand motions. So we did new, crescent, quarter, gibbous, full. So we sang the song and we did the hand motions. Then for Latin, we're doing our first conjugation, future perfect tense. We did the agility ladder, laid that out, had my little cards next to it, and they hop through while we sing it. So kind of the same Latin kind of, we do that over and over again, back and forth. Okay, let's see. For fine arts, of course, I listened to Stephanie Laughlin's video and use that to kind of prepare myself, or remind myself what I'm supposed to be talking about. And then I use what's in the foundations guide kind of as my lesson plan. So we reviewed a little bit. We talked about the note names. I drew a staff on the board and showed them that and where the notes would go on the staff. And then I created this last year that has the rhyme from the foundations guide. When a note is on a line, every good boy does fine. And when a note is on a space, it spells the word face. And so we look at this and talk about the spaces versus the lines and teach them those rhymes. And we go over those several times. We sang the we played the ascending and descending D scale, which is in our foundations guide. We practiced playing our song. And then I had the kids get out a piece of paper, draw the staff, draw the treble clef, draw the time signature, draw some bar lines. Like we've been doing this every single week. So they're really good at it now. So I had them draw all those components, and then I had them draw notes and label them with F, A, C, and E, on the spaces and E, G, B, D, F on the lines. And so I had them add that to what we've kind of been building on every single week. And then once they'd done that on their paper, I erased my staff that I had on the board where I had written the notes, and I just did a blank staff, and I made these little notes. That one says, sorry, I have a new tripod and it's further away, and so I don't know what you guys can see. G, each one is labeled. And so I gave each kid a note, and they came up and put it on my staff, my big staff on my whiteboard, where it would go correctly. And so, so that was just another practice of where the notes go. So that's what we did for fine arts. And then for review today, because it is Halloween week, we did roll a pumpkin. And so I have these little roll of pumpkin papers, and they take a dice. So I ask them a review question. We talk about it, go through it, whatever. They roll the dice. The first roll tells them what shape pumpkin. So a square pumpkin, an oval pumpkin, triangle, etc. Then I ask another review question, and then we roll a dice. And then the next roll tells them what kind of eyes to put on. Are you putting circle eyes, star-shaped eyes, triangle eyes, whatever. Third roll is the nose, and so on. And every time they roll, they're adding components to their jack-o'-lantern, their pumpkin. And then we do that several times. We finish a pumpkin, and then I have them give it a friend on the same page, or flip over if they made a giant one to the other page. I will say this activity is hard if you have kids who don't read. You need parents that can help, or you have to go around, because they have their dice, and it might be a 3, but they don't know what the word diamond is or the word triangle is. So the moms, we were having to go around and tell them what they were supposed to be drawing. So keep that in mind. If you have those younger kids, especially the 4 and 5-year-old group, you're going to need some parent help for those, because the kids can't read yet. And even my kids, my group, several of them do not read yet. So just an FYI, but that is a fun one. They enjoyed that one, and it's a fun seasonal one. So anyway, I think that's it. Feels really short today, but I think that's all. So I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you back here next week for week 12. Talk to you later. Bye.